Hello traders, this is day number 41 of Small Cap Market Open Test Trading. If you're not sure what that is, you can watch any of the previous 40 videos about this, and I explain it at the beginning of all of those videos. So you might notice, just to bring up a few points, if you're used to looking at my account page, you might notice, wow, the account value has dipped down quite a bit. That is solely because I am out of my SPXL swing trade. I got stopped out yesterday for a nice profit. I'll go over that on Saturday. But of course, it pulls back, hits my stop loss, so you see the account value go down before that happens. But we were very profitable on that trade. And again, I'll go over those details on Saturday. Now, today, it was kind of an interesting day because it was very weak for small cap stocks. I'll show you my screener that I use. And again, I explain how this works in the previous 40 videos, so I'm not going to go over that. But at the open, which now we're 2.5 hours later, at the open, the small cap screener was pretty sparse looking as far as green ticker symbols, meaning that they're going up in price and they have a 5% change or more. And did they meet my daily chart criteria? Because if they don't, then I can't trade them no matter how they look on the screener. And all of that is written in a lot of detail in my trading plan. So it's very easy for me to reject stocks, which that's something that you want in your trading plan. You want to be able to hand pick the stocks that you want to watch. And there should be some obvious reasoning behind why you're picking those stocks, why you're watching those stocks. So let's take a look at the video and you'll see the stocks that ended up staying on my chart page, and you'll see me reject a few, like DWAC did not have the daily chart criteria necessary to stay on the chart page. Again, all of that is written in my trading plan. If you're interested in the trading plan, you can download it from patreon.com/tradingarmor. So here's what I'm watching: GRAB and IMGN, and you can see these lines are their previous high, and they never got anywhere near those previous highs, so there's no trade for me to take there. Now, the other thing that was happening today, which has absolutely nothing to do with my small cap market open trading plan, was that the S&P 500, which we got stopped out on our swing trade with that yesterday, was now reversing at the open, kind of breaking out at the open. So whenever something like that happens, if there's like a gap up from lows at the open, I'll typically day trade it. And same thing here with this reversal. This is something new, I should say, like something I've only done a few times. This isn't really hard and fast planned. It's just kind of something I'm dabbling with, experimenting with. And when you do that, if you do that, and I don't recommend really doing much of that if you're a new trader, but if you do experiment, and be very careful how you use that word. If you just start taking random trades and you just say, well, I'm just experimenting, so it's okay, that can get really ugly really fast. So I've done this quite a few times now, and today was kind of a variation on that theme. And what I mean by that is that instead of this being like a gap up and then breakout from the open, this is more of a reversal on the daily chart. And it broke out at the open. So then there was a nice 3-bar play set up, which again, I do not trade that with my small cap stocks. I don't like the 3-bar play for small caps, but it's pretty well known to work well for the large caps. But that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say it works X% of the time, because I haven't tracked that data myself. So I can't tell you that it works most of the time. I can't tell you that it works half the time or anything like that. But what I can tell you is that if you do trade something that you haven't tracked, that you must use a stop loss. I mean, you should use a stop loss all the time, but especially when you're doing something a little bit outside of your plan, or, as I said earlier, an experiment. And that's kind of what we're doing here with this SPXL day trade, not swing trade. We're taking an entry off of a 3-bar play, and then I put my stop loss in the appropriate position for that 3-bar play, which would be below the second bar, the second candle. And this is really a textbook. I mean, if you watch, to me, the father of the 3-bar play, I know he's not the guy that invented it, but he's kind of the guy that coined the phrase. Jared Wesley of Live Traders, he's a big proponent of the 3-bar play, but again, he trades mostly large cap stocks. The S&P 500 is mostly large cap stocks, so it should apply here as well. But again, just because it meets those criteria does not mean it's going to work out all the time. But this is, if he watched this trade, I guarantee you he would say this is a textbook 3-bar play, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking this entry if that's what you're trading. So this is the resting bar, bar number 2. Bar number 1, you can see, is just kind of peeking out from the bottom of the page here. It's a huge engulfing green bar. And I even used the I used the SPY to trigger my entry. Since SPXL is leveraged 3 times, the movement is not always identical to the penny as to what the SPY is doing or the S&P 500 is doing. So I waited until this third bar broke over the second bar on the SPY, and then I hit my hotkeys to enter on SPXL. So that way I wouldn't get in for like a false breakout or something like that. So now the stop loss is in place and we're in the trade. Again, this has absolutely nothing to do with my small cap market open trading. It's just that there was nothing going on in the small cap market, and I kept watching those small cap stocks while this trade was going on. But again, nothing appeared for that whole hour. So as far as the small cap plan is concerned, today was just like a nothing day. It was just kind of a watch and see, sit on the sidelines day. But again, this is something different, and I just figured I might as well share it with you since I haven't had a video out in a while anyway. So we're in this trade. Now the plan here is to let this thing make a high of day, pull back from that high of day, hopefully not stop us out, and then raise the stop up to the low of that pullback as this continues higher. That's the plan. But again, you know, if we get stopped out, we get stopped out, and we can't do anything about that. ABUS was another small cap that I was watching, but it was nowhere near its previous high, so that never gave me a setup. It just happens to be here on my chart page. So I was just waiting for SPXL to make a new high. It finally does. Now here you see me place an alert, and I want to go over alerts in this video as well, because this is really important, not just how to use the alerts, but how not to use them, because believe it or not, alerts could trigger FOMO big time and cause you to take a trade that you were not planning to take. So I want to show you something after we go over this trade with alerts to help you avoid getting into FOMO trades because your alerts got triggered. So let's keep that in mind, and we'll just watch the rest of this trade, and then we'll go over those alerts. So here we see the price pulling back, which is fine. That's kind of what I wanted it to do, but I do want it to turn around and make a new high. And again, my stop loss is strategically placed at the low of that resting bar, which that's how you do the 3-bar play. If you place it anywhere else, you're not really trading the 3-bar play. So anyway, let's move on. So it's looking like it's going to reverse now. Now, one thing that you may or may not know about me, depending on whether you watch my other videos, is I only allow myself to trade until 10:30. I have very specific reasons for that. Basically, if I trade longer than that and nothing is happening, there's no setups, then I'm more likely to break my plan. I'm more likely to take a weak setup, that kind of thing, because you're sitting here for a long time and nothing's happened or whatever. So 1 hour a day is all I'm willing to commit to the market, and then I move on with my day. And that's worked out really well for me. So here you can see the video is going to end because now it's about 10:30, and I'm going to close the platform down. And I don't have to worry about this trade because I have a stop loss in place. This profit target is arbitrary. I'm not even going to get into that because it's part of my hotkey setup, so it throws out that profit target. But that's not really the way I was going to trade SPXL. But for now, just focus on I have the stop loss in place and I have the price alert in place. So at some point after I close my platform down, I'm going to get an alert on my phone, and the alert is either going to be that my stop loss was hit or that the price alert was hit. And if the price alert gets hit, then I open up the platform and I move the stop loss up to the next low. And that's it. That's what this red line is. That's the next low. So, and I would just keep doing that throughout the day instead of just sitting here watching the charts. So now let's take a look at the price alert issue that I wanted to talk about. And first of all, just in case you don't know how to set a price alert, let's take a look at the charts here real quick. I think I still have SPXL up. Yep, here it is right there. So you can see I still have that price alert here, and that's something that you do not want to leave in place. And look what happened now. It has broken out through that level, but hey, you know, that's going to happen sometimes. All right, so let's take a look at the price alert. Let's see, here's the settings. Well, let me show you how you would add a price alert. First of all, let's say you want to add one randomly on the chart. Right click and create price alert right here, and then you can set your price above or price below. It doesn't have to be, you can, like both, you can get rid of one of these, or you can add more if you want to set multiple alerts. So that's kind of cool. But the thing is about price alerts is it's going to keep on triggering every time the price comes down to whatever level you set. And that could be a really dangerous thing, because let's say that your trade failed, but you left your price alert on the screen, and then later in the day, your phone beeps and you check it and you get that price alert and you say, wow, that was the price I was waiting for, to take my entry or move my stop loss or whatever. Now the thing is finally doing what I want it to, and I missed it. I mean, that's pretty much what's happening here with SPXL. So that could cause a FOMO trade to be triggered, which you do not want to do. You should never, ever trade on FOMO. FOMO is obviously not a trading strategy. And even if you take a FOMO trade and you win, it's still a bad trade, because that's not, unless your whole strategy is based on FOMO trading, which I don't think that's a good idea. But anyway, so now here's the way you avoid those FOMO trades. Here it's actually letting me delete it. Maybe that's a new update, because earlier in previous versions, it didn't have that little X there. So I was going to show you something else, but that's way easier. You can just delete the price alert right on the chart with the X. But another way you could do it, maybe if they change it again or they get rid of that, if you go over here to messages and price alerts, you can see all of your alerts. Click on my alerts and you can delete them here. It's still showing that alert. So this may or may not have deleted it. So this is actually, it says 0 alert. So maybe this is just for the message, but you can delete the alerts here as well. So I'm going to show you that. I guess it closes that automatically, but we can open it back up, and I guess you can modify the alert as well, which is kind of nice. Delete it, and now we have no price alerts, so we don't have to worry about being triggered into a FOMO trade later on. So that's really important, especially if you have like 20 price alerts out and you don't want to open up the chart on every single ticker symbol. This is really a nice way to do it, is to go over here to the alerts, and for whatever reason it's looking like that one didn't delete. Let's try that again. All right, so this may be a glitch or something. We'll see. Yeah, looks like it is. Let's see. Yeah, looks like it is. Might be something that I have to email Webull about, but anyway, it looks like it worked on the well, let's take a look at the SPY chart and see if that alert is still there. Yeah, see, I don't see the alert. This was the alert got triggered at 9:47, so that's fine, and I don't see the alert here on the chart. We'll go down to a smaller time frame. Yeah, definitely the alert is gone, so not sure why it's showing up in that messages thing. But the main point that I wanted to bring up is you do not want to get triggered into FOMO trades by your price alerts. So make sure that you delete those at the end of your trading session. Otherwise, you could be at risk for FOMO trading. So anyway, hopefully this video was helpful to you. As always, go into every single trade with a plan. Stick to that plan no matter what. Always take your stop losses and honor your profit target. And in the long run, you should be green. Take care.